Hey, evening guys. Hop on Honkai Star Rail. Continue 3.2 story, try to grind a bunch of it out tonight. I did the side events and stuff like that. Just barely started last night.
Professor Anaxa! Over here! Professor Anaxa? Word has it that the scholars of the Grove valiantly perished resisting the Black Tide. To find you here safe and sound, thank the Fates.
You could say it's the Fates toying with us.
It's only the Kremnoans and Idonians who chase glory through death. But your survival is a victory in itself. I'd settle for that gladly. So, are you here to report the incident to the Council? I heard that after the Black Tide devoured the Grove, Akuma would be next in line, even with the demigod of stripes standing alongside humankind.
Tell me, how much does the Council of Elders know about the Black Tide?
Once Kindness and her followers learned of Circe's and Orynyx's fall, they proclaimed in the Council that the Flame Chasers could no longer stand against the Calamity alone. Yet, when the Crown Prince ascended to godhood and repelled the Black Tide, she immediately altered her tune, declaring that all was resolved beyond Akuma, with the only remaining menace now being Aglaya and her adherents. They might well make their move at the upcoming citizen.
No surprises there, those shifty opportunists. Thank you for your honesty, virtuous student.
Being an opportunist could very well be a facet of wisdom.
Shouldn't you be searching for murals of yourself? I've had enough of your prattling.
I was really curious to see how you would find the middle ground between both factions, so I came to listen in. But it seems as though this Kindness is much more ruthless than Aglaya. If so, why do you want to work with her? Could it be that perhaps you've decided to readily surrender this hollow shell of yours, just because you feel like death is fast approaching?
I'm afraid you'll be sorely disappointed if that's what you truly think.
Even blasphemous scholars can come here, it seems.
Looks like my presence here is quite unwelcome.
Anaxagoras, I thought that you had died to the Black Tide, just like the other scholars.
As Kephale's priest, are you not aware of the decorum of respecting the dead?
Surely you jest. You blasphemous heretics are not worthy of respect from the Supreme Being. Let me remind you that you're currently in Dawn Cloud, so you'd better keep your deranged language to yourself. I am no longer that altar servant from years ago, who could only acquiesce to the commands of others. Now, I have plenty of ways to deal with people like you.
I'm not sure whether I should laugh or cry right now. I can't believe that a follower such as you could have been made by a creation titan. As I see it, a dead titan can't provide you with this level of confidence, right? Then who is it exactly? Could it be Kindness?
You. Seeing how fond of you Elder Kindness is, I shall let that slide for now. Leave immediately, and don't impede us from receiving the Supreme Being's blessings.
Seeing as we were able to hear of this matter from the mouths of others, it seems that Kindness is indeed quite sincere toward us, perhaps this affair will proceed smoother than I had anticipated.
Oh my, what a thrilling confrontation. As expected of one of Kefali's followers.
Are you praising or insulting him?
Praising him, of course. As a believer of the god of deliverance, it is only natural that he detests evil.
Didn't you hear me? I asked you to leave. Go as far away from here as possible. Don't mutter to yourself like some sort of madman and disturb my meditation.
I've had enough of this. Could the 15th entry hour arrive any faster?
Oh.
Every plant.
As a result,
This mural is quite abstract.
I really can't tell whether you are praising or demeaning yourself. Now I'm quite curious whether the Reason Titan has studied figures of speech before.
Of course I find such stylistic devices interesting. For all we know, this could be the answer to the question, what exactly are we?
I, for one, am not willing to admit that I could look this ugly.
Was this the reason why you failed in your attempt to refine my soul when you were ambushed at the Grove?
Since you are aware of this, why did you save me back then?
From my perspective, this point alone was enough to separate you from the average person.
How do two lunatics coexist in the same brain?
Therefore, it seems that your journey to Dawnfloud this time is not just to seek protection. What, then, is the intention behind your actions?
The entire plan is stored in my memory, so why don't you look there?
Then don't mind if I do. 1 year old, 2 years old. Oh my! Even a member of the preeminent Seven Sages must hug his Droma stall to sleep? How interesting.
That's enough.
How unusual. Your soul is actually trembling. This must mean that behind this toy hides a secret that nobody knows, right?
Since our days are both numbered, I don't mind telling you more about it. This is a present that my sister gave to me. It's a doll that was made to look like our family pet.
So there are other members in your family, eh? Are they also living in Akama?
Don't you just love to pick through my brain? Go on, continue flipping through my memories. It won't take long.
Oh, the black tide is everywhere. I can't bear to look.
When I was young, I couldn't accept this outcome either. Georios, Aquila, Kefali, and you, of course. Although I prayed to every titan that I could think of for help, my efforts were ultimately futile.
This...
Indeed it was. Everything started from that verdant courtyard of yours. When I was pursuing my education there, I naturally also came to learn of the Thelisis's theory as well.
Oh, I remember that person. He was the one to come up with the concept of souls, right?
Not only that, he also believed that life, as well as the composition, movement, and transformation of matter, all stem from souls themselves. This is why I thought that, since all living things stem from the same origin, why could I not sacrifice myself in order to resurrect my nearest and dearest?
Anaxa, you...
I did it, teacher!
But this is absolute blasphemy. Regardless of how much freedom the Grove provides, such an act could cause you to be burned at the pyre. Your beloved, where is she now? Send her away from the Grove at once, to a place where nobody will ever be able to find her. Otherwise, the both of us will be judged by the Council of the Seven Sages.
Calm down, teacher. My sister, she's still not in the mortal realm. It was naive of me to think that I could snatch the deceased from Thanatos' grip by merely equivalent exchange. All I received for that...
Let it go, Anaxa. As one of my best students, I cannot watch you go down the wrong path without doing anything to stop it. Never do something taboo ever again. Don't disappoint the deceased, and never harm yourself. If you can do that, this classroom will still be yours, and you'll have a chance to live out your own life.
Since I was able to see her one last time, I have no... You're right, teacher.
I am sincerely glad for you, child.
I wish to continue Thalesis' research.
Continue the research into souls?
No, teacher. After my fleeting glimpse of the deathly fog, I finally understood a single truth. Since ancient days, our understanding of souls is but the tip of the iceberg. I may have lost an eye, but my view of the world has become clearer than I have grasped the truth with my bare hands. Watch as I turn this.
Who would have thought such a secret lay concealed beneath that However, this story doesn't seem to be connected to your plan. In fact, I'd say that they aren't related.
The answer lies within the tale. If even you cannot understand it, perhaps you should relinquish the divinity of reason to me. After all, it'd be a waste for you to hold on to it. My story ends here. Now it's time for you to tell me your secret. After all, this is what equivalent exchange means, correct?
As expected, you laid a trap for me to step into. Unfortunately...
Oh? Are you saying that the renowned...
Child of humanity.
Now I understand. No wonder you asked me to answer your random, nonsensical questions.
Not only that, you're the only one.
Is that...
Lord Anaxa. I saw you muttering to yourself and was wondering whether you were caught in a delirium of reflective thought. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but time is of the essence. I have a message from Lord Lygus. Lady Kindness has met up with the Council of Elders and is awaiting your arrival. So please...
Carefully. The one who created the world, and the one who bears the world. If you truly have not met your end, how will you answer the challenges of those who defy you?
I didn't expect you to agree to Lady Kindness's invitation. What a wonderful turn of events. To tell you the truth, there are many people who hold grudges against that Lady Goldweaver.
Isn't that the dromas draped in finery?
Avoid his gaze. I don't acquaint myself with blasphemers.
Don't worry. He's too full of pride to pay us any attention.
Your nickname is Dromus as well? You must really like those creatures.
A student of Empedocles? I hear that his views run counter to the Venerationists.
This is what being a scholar is about. A collision of ideas only occurs when there are differences in beliefs. And it is such collisions that lead to progress.
Yet in...
Lord Lygus and Lady Kindness are just ahead. I'll take my leave for now.
Welcome to the Demigod Council, esteemed.
Lord Anaxagoras, oh, I've heard so much about head of the Nusporists of the Grove of Epiphany, notorious blasphemer, a Chrysos heir who bears Circe's core flame, a survivor of the Grove Calamity. Did I miss anything? Well, if so, please.
Since Lady Kindness is already well acquainted with me, I won't waste any effort. But then again, perhaps the customs are different here. Back in my hometown, there is a form of etiquette known as honoring guests. The host will welcome their guest with warm hospitality by treating them to fine wine and a coat. And yet, ever since I arrived, I have not been welcomed with warm courtesy or ceremonial gifts. Instead, I am met with intense scrutiny. Even more absurd, the host has sharpened their blade and instructed their servants to lie in wait. Perhaps you intend to cut open my heart, retrieve the core flame, and then hold—
Everyone, stand down.
Thank you for understanding. I am but a feeble scholar who is not used to the stench of avarice and blood.
No need to be humble, my lord. From my perspective, your courage and gumption are worthy of the reputation of the Seven Sages. Your bravery is more than adequate to accomplish our perilous endeavor.
So, you wish to start a war?
Well, since the Chrysos heirs are calling for war, we will respond in kind. Conflict is inevitable. Since Aglaya endeavors to suppress the virtuous commoners with blood of gold, we will not hesitate to display the rights and mettle the citizens of Akama are so entitled to. As to your question of whether peace is still a viable option, well, to that I can only say this. Everything hinges on the next citizens' assembly and whether they have a sudden epiphany amid the clamor of the masses. And since you, as a Chrysos heir, accepted our invitation, you have indeed given us a glimmer of hope.
What brazen arrogance. What you're saying right now is worlds apart from what you were saying before you retired.
I don't deny it. After all, they're responsible for cleaning up any threats, and just a moment ago, you were on the side of the Chrysos heirs. But now that you're an ally of ours, we can continue talking somewhere else. As you know, these walls have ears. I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to discuss a treatise about the Venerationists with your teacher, Empedocles. Yet, it seems you subscribe to the Nusporists instead, Lord Anaxa. I've heard that this school of thought is one with many detractors.
It's normal for ideas to have supporters and dissenters, just like how there are two types of people in this world: geniuses and dimwits.
Welcome back to the hub of the Demigod Council, Lord Anaxagoras. Surely you remember that countless eloquent orators have stood in this spot before and emerged victorious by stoking public sentiment with their words. And yet that this tiny stage is the most profound embodiment of Akama in centuries. In 15 days, this site shall also become the most important, as well as the final turning point in Akama's history. May the both of us carry out our duties with honor and lead the masses back toward the Erechrysia, a golden age with no death, strife, or trickery.
Using death to prove myself fits my intentions perfectly.
What strong conviction you have. As expected of the hero who dared to stand up to the Gold Beaver.
As expected, she misunderstands you.
That's enough, Lady Kindness. Dispense with the niceties. I only accepted your invitation so that I can serve the commoners alongside the members of the Council of Elders. Don't test me.
Well, you say that now, but surely you also require my aid as well, so that you can stay alive even when being pursued.
You worry too much. She won't show her hand too freely, as she still needs to garner support from the masses at this...
Even someone like me can tell that only a sliver of her humanity remains. Surely you're not asserting that...
As you're no doubt aware, Aglaya covets the core flame that I possess, which makes it the bargaining chip that allows me and the rest of you to negotiate with her. However, in return, I'll need the Council of Elders to support me. You're well aware how valuable Cersei's core flame will be in the era Chrysia that you are desperately pursuing. Talk is cheap, so you'd better act prudently as well.
I understand. After all, this battle of wits is just a means for each party to acquire what they need. As long as your request is reasonable, the Council of Elders never shortchanges its allies. Since we're both intent on mutual cooperation, let's not mince words and just speak plainly to each other. Let us decide how much we can secure for ourselves and how much we're willing to sacrifice, like true philosophers. With our words... Continuing from the Earth, she is the second... Admittedly, there is ample reason for her to take your life. Yet your previous reasoning is quite sound. As a seasoned... Is there anyone present who can...
If Aglaya... Since I believe in neither Titans nor...
At the very least, the both of us agree that this tyrant who wallows in extravagance and greed is the greatest threat to achieving peace in Akama. The Council of Elders is willing to defend you. However, I regret to say that sentiments in favor of the Chrysos heirs and Aglaya are only grown. Tell me, what are you...
Aglaya's a...
Surely you don't...
What's more, there are many...
In the name of Kefali, at this stage, the Council of Elders has vowed to all citizens of Akaba that it will...
I am incredibly honored to have witnessed the both of you bury. As the Theoros, I have observed the following.
Oh. Well, I do believe that...
Feeling dissatisfied, Lady Kindness? Despite the Council of Elders' lofty residence on Dawncloud.
So you were holding back just now. Seems like you are better at playing this... So tell me, Anaxagoras, now that you're an ally of mine, if Aglaya were to demand that I hand you a...
You can do as she says. Tell her that the Council of Elders merely... However, by doing so, the authority of the Council of Elders will be as thin as papyrus that has been soaked in blood. No, more like two at the next citizens.
Oh?
Is that of importance to you? All you need to know is that if Aglaya sees me in full view of the masses today, she could also dismiss the entire Council of Elders in one fell swoop tomorrow. If that is this the outcome that you wish to see.
Fine. But you do best to remember this. Fool the people and karma will be on your tail. I'll overlook it this time. But don't, unless, of course, you crave cruel punishment and consider suffering.
Well, what do you...
I've got to say that you've managed to really impress me again.
Dying to know what I'm after.
I mean, I'm the reason Titan after all. It is...
Easy there. You'll learn the answer soon enough. I didn't bring it up with her purely because she doesn't have the means to give me what I truly want. It's as the true masters of Dawncloud have always been the Theoros, who watches over.
Unexpected. You know, you could actually skip all the... I have no reason to
You may not, but Kindness has. Whoever gets hold of Kefali's... She's wary of me, so naturally I had to gain her trust.
In my view, this individual has gone to great lengths to get close to Kefali. He might very well be plotting something nefarious. Are you still willing to let him
Yes, very much so. All living creations are always free to visit Kefali's transcendent vessel. This comes with being the World-Bearer.
How convenient it is to be...
It is, please. Go ahead. A bygone myth tells of an occasion where Kefali once answered their followers' questions on the peak of the Holy Mountain. Their followers have since believed that scaling this Titan cliff is one way of being with the god.
Hear that? It's not every day that you get to climb a mountain with Circes. You should sing me a hymn of praise.
Titan hymns are beyond me.
Go on ahead.
I have to.
Because I know very well what it is you... I believe Kefali will not... But it is my hope that you bring a much-needed change to this world which is on the brink.
Looks good.
Honestly, this is my first time going up to Dawn.
What a splendid view. Isn't it about time?
Well, and even though I've come this far...
I must be getting ahead of my...
Oh? Haven't you been in my head for some time now? It's all right. We're just a short hike away.
So the intellectual debate from earlier was too draining for you, huh?
Save your concern.
The Titan is in sight. Can you make it?
Why? Are you going to carry me? I know how far I can go, so just hold your tongue.
Fine then. I guess I won't say any more. I'll just wait till your soul dissipates completely to gain...
Wait. Hey.
Huh?
Do we...
Oh? Why didn't you bring your
Ah, yes.
It's unfortunate the black tide destroyed every last inch of my...
How could that be? Even a creation of Georios, from their prized ores and molten fire, couldn't escape the fate...
Hey, Circes. Do you know,
Nias? No, not that I remember. How did you even think up such...
I just saw him. Nias. A warrior-like figure who was just chatting with you.
No, I have no...
enough about me. Did Kaos ever reply to you?
Well, regrettably.
Seems like the price of becoming a demigod is a lot heftier than we thought.
Kaos. Demigod. I've never heard of this person. Which Titan's authority did he inherit?
Look on the bright side, Nias. Since we've come all this way, I doubt he'd snub his old friends, would he?
Let's just hope we mean as much as the world to him.
Hey! Are you seeing that same hallucination?
Yes. It's still you and Nias, but you're now talking about a certain Kaos. I'm guessing he's one of your companions?
Kaos? This name sounds just as strange to me.
Never mind. I think I know what this is about. If things are as I thought, then they aren't hallucinations, the souls of people.
What? But if those are the souls of the dead, then what am I?
Beats me. For all I know, you're just an illusion I conjured up in my dawn. Let's just keep going. As long as I take in more sights and hear more stories.
Know your limits. Wander too far among the dead, and even I might not be able to save you.
Fine. If this is indeed as I thought, then this would be very amusing. So...
Of course. If I knew we had to... Keep your sarcasm to yourself. I am Calypso of the eminent Seven Sages, after all. Training would make...
Calypso? No. Hey, Cersei. Daggone. It doesn't matter. I can do this myself. Looks like I'm nearly there now.
Oh, beautiful old world. Where are you now? Oh, legendary era Chrysia, return to the mortal realm. Splendid gods once walked the paths we walk.
We're here. Finally. Very well then. So, I'm back here. I can hear it. I hear it from the depths of the tides, behind the closed doors of the void world. A voice ready to tell me something. This time, the voice is a lot clearer than before.
Since we've come this far, let's just wait.
Lord Nias and Miss Calypso, are you both here to visit?
Yes, and we've been...
Regrettably, he hasn't answered the worst-case scenario.
You're overthinking, Lord Nias. I can still sense, and besides, we both know Kaos' nature. A deliverer like him wouldn't fall so readily, much less give up on all that he holds dear.
That reminds me.
Oh, my sister needs more time to make sure the
Such a pity. Both of you have hearts kinder than anyone else. Yet you are born only to take over Thanatos' divinity.
Everything that I see and hear this time has left me. What may seem like a mundane conversation is in truth a once-in-a-lifetime exchange that has revealed the ultimate answer to Cersei's question. The conjecture has taken shape and must now be solidified into a theorem. Next, I only need to seek verification from Kefali. By doing so, I can answer Cersei's question. But no, because another one of fusing immortal soul.
What are you thinking about? Is that so? You don't look the slightest bit amazed, though. Plus, you seem to be strangely familiar with the city around the Great Tree. Events of the past, huh? I was also a child when I looked up at Cersei's. There were leaves and I stood at this very spot back then. Don't read too much into it. I mean, can mortals eat you? Get what I'm saying? But there will always be people who... It's just... Yeah, in any case, what we're looking for could be anywhere in this enormous grove. Let's... Have you...
Careful. Don't get too lost in those sweet dreams.
Please stay tuned.
Existence is unity. Every petal, all will be swept away by the wind.
The mood is set. Just let the show begin.
Join the battle. Detonate.
Until everything burns to ashes! This is more than a battle. Fight to win!
Dreams do come true.
Grace and elegance. Firefly Type 4 in position, set to the speed of light! Fight to win! Attack detected! Attack detected!
The mood is set. Let the show begin.
Eternal. Specimen sighted.
Did the rhythm get messed up? Let's improvise.
I will claim victory for myself. Set to the speed of light! Grace and elegance. Every petal, all will be swept away by the wind. To travel.
Great teamwork. Dreams do come true. It's the end of the story in your own way.
Really now? Or you... I'm kidding, Danny.
The mood is set. Let the show begin.
Existence is unity.
Attack detected. Detonate.
Until everything burns to ashes! Deep breath. Thank you. I will keep fighting. Fight to win!
Let's improvise.
Grace and elegance. Firefly Type 4 in position. Set to the speed of light! Perfect.
Dreams do come true.
This is more fight. Anyway, never mind. This Might yet. Oh? Let me... By the looks of... Sure, go ahead. Anaxa often says, perhaps to him, the crash of the skyship it's a I have a bad feeling about this. Could there be more to what happened at the Grove? There's more to life.
The mood is set. Let the show begin!
Existence is unity. Every petal in life, all will be swept away by the wind.
Set in position.
Lesson in sight. Until everything burns to ashes! Here, try this!
Great teamwork.
Firefly Type 4 in position. Set to the speed of light!
Take your positions. Let's improvise.
Grace and elegance. This is more than a sight. Every step is just a part of the adventure. This is the Library of Philia. Other than books written by the 7 schools, you can also find philosophical texts, ballads, and religious writings from the Outlands here. Cities that desire to learn from the Grove were apparently expected to contribute knowledge of equal value to what they saw. We've had more than our fair share of hilarious episodes over the years. For instance, it's said that the Erythrocheramists once borrowed a manuscript from a certain author, but ended up returning a copy instead of the original. What's more, the original manuscript was supposedly then hidden here. Nice? No need to hold yourself back, Danny. You can just tell it like it is. Their behavior was no different from bandits. Whew. You've got me there. Some said you couldn't even find a dictionary in Castrum Kremnos, so I guess they were spared. There are too many books in the Library of Philia. Flipping through them all will take too long. Why don't we use the Biblioslate to search for the texts we need? We can bring them back to Akama for reading after that. In here. I can already see what they must have written. Anaxa has no respect for the gods. His very existence undermines order in our society. They're probably all things like that. Why else else would they call him the great performer? When Anaxer established his school of thought, the first thing he are the Titans truly an accurate... They marched him straight to the seat of judgment before he could finish. Though what he took on in the end was more of a debate than an actual trial. He had to address every one of the first allegation was... Anaxa would have probably been needless to say. You claim to be... Anaxa, every being in the world. Thankfully, they one by one. Anaxa engaged in wars of words against those who would challenge him. Toward the end, a scholar asked him, Anaxagoras, have you... It was only after a brief silence that he answered. Yes, by the way, this stat I'm talking about Anaxa's... It's a well-kept... Even the administrators of the library are filled with the grove in this state. This is the place, but materials for alchemical experiments, matrix diagrams, and even the seal to the lab, they're... No, not even close. Not only are alchemy experiments high-risk activities, but Professor Anaxer also has a penchant for using bizarre materials. Students often saw him walk in looking bright as rain, but come out covered in soot with his hair singed. Naturally, no one dared to come near this place. Huh? That? What's going on? Danny? Look. My biggest fear. Anaxa was carrying out Yes, this is what he was secretly conducting research on. Do you remember when the black tide was approaching? The Grove had planned to send... That's right. But what if Professor Anax's fusion with the core flame of reason? Put yourself in his shoes, knowing that... Exactly. When the black... No. Judging from how he reacted after the manuscript's Like... what? No. He's after Kefali.
Sir, this sky above us... It's not real.
Of course not. This is just an image from a projection device used for educational purposes. A simple trick. The day-night cycle has been lost to this world. So that students like you may still learn about the night sky, astronomers have harnessed the Titan's miraculous power to manipulate the light, projecting the nights of the past here for you. Much like how the...
So...
You mustn't conclude that, Anaxa. Often people know more than they let on. They simply choose to feign ignorance because they have no other choice.
And they're just deluding themselves. People believe in Kefali's tale of Genesis, accepting wholesale whatever the priests preach. But we're different. We've already walked out of the firelit cave of ignorance. We have already realized that we live in a world where Titans make the rules. Even when we look at the sky, we're only seeing what they allow us to see. Rather than gazing at this mockery of a night sky fabricated by them for the rest of my life, why shouldn't I be the one to take control of the projection device instead?
So much time has passed since you sowed the seeds of doubt in my heart, child. Many a night, I find myself penning down all my theories and wild ideas, only to burn them to ashes when I open my eyes in the day.
Why? Because we'll face death by burning if word gets out?
As a sage of the Venerationists, my soul has already become inextricably linked to the great tree. Every word I say and every move I make is certain to influence every leaf, every branch, even the tree itself. But above all else, my days are numbered. Instinctively,
But I can, sir. I can do it for us.
You're right. Go. Establish. Find out what we are.
Child of humanity, you didn't go to such lengths for an audience with Kefali. Just ask.
So, if I were as foolish as a Dromus, perhaps I'd throw myself down and prostrate before their greatness, begging for the gods' prophetic wisdom. Well, sorry to disappoint, but I'm no Dromus. Alas, I am a human, standing tall on 2 feet.
Before...
I'm sure you're familiar. They call me a blasphemer, Cersei, as I see it.
Oh, if power that...
Why stop? The source of life is what I wish to grasp. Thanks to you, I've had the chance to personally verify. How then is a soul born?
And by the sound of it...
No. I have already drawn a conclusion. In my journey unto death just now, I finally saw the answer with my own...
Professor Anaxa. I'm here. His life hangs by a thread. I must ask you to refrain from taking any
Of course. I'll bring this to a conclusive end, and give you the... However, in accordance with the principle of equivalent exchange...
As you wish.
Don't you care to know what the price...
It's a matter of uncovering the truth about the Death Titan, and his survival. This may be the only time I can ever save someone's life.
I see. In that case, let the show begin.
Indulge me. Am I correct to say that you intend to prove Thanatos' whereabouts and prove the nature of our existence?
Before I begin, I must confess I had been stuck in a cognitive trap. As unrelated as these two propositions may seem at first glance, they are in fact logical equivalents. They are merely two different... The reason I say this is as I've mentioned earlier. The answer was hidden in my journey unto death.
Anaxa, you were in the Netherrealm?
Yes, I am but a living dead man now. But that's not important. What truly matters is, I overheard a conversation between humans. That's not all. Remember how I said you were a part of that conversation?
And I've told you that I have no recollection of such an event. That was likely just an illusion.
Of course you, because that wasn't you. That was Calypso, one of the 7 sages.
Calypso?
Huh? That's the name I made up up on a whim when speaking to this girl. And surely you jest. Don't you think I, of all people, would know if that were the name of one of the 7 sages under the shade of my tree? Don't you claim to know the Grove's past?
It seems you've lost even the memories seared into your soul. Use your head, Circes. Since all of this took place in the realm, the living cannot step foot into that world. So who could they be? Think about Calypso. The answer is evident. Those fallen heroes are the mortal incarnations of the Titans before their ascensions to godhood. The gods aren't master creators born out of... Does this answer?
Yes, because you've answered nothing.
Even on the off chance that you speak the truth, this brings us no closer to grasping Thanatos' whereabouts.
But it matters not. I know what I'm doing.
You can...
Humans cannot return from the dead. But all we need to do is look at this from a different perspective, and the problem will resolve itself. The solution is simple. Just like what you did. If I'm reborn as Kefali, I can rebuild the world and all within it as the...
I have news from Hyacinth and Dunhung.
Kefali? But what could Anaxa want? Is the Council of Elders going to sit around and let such a sacrilegious act unfold?
That is not possible. He is indeed the great performer, capable of fooling anyone and everyone with his tricks.
I'm sorry.
No need for guilt, for this is good news to us. The Council of Elders has found themselves a traitorous ally. Anaxa's ambitious desires will be something we can exploit. What we should be doing now is to keep our eyes peeled for whichever trickery Kynus is up to, and react accordingly to thwart her plans. Being Akima's political center, the Demigod Council holds just as much significance as the Vortex of Genesis. Someday, after my duty is over, this site will take the place of the battlefield where you hunt gods, become the next challenge you ought to overcome. Till then, it's best to get used to this place as
preposterous! The Christos heirs only have their standing because of the Council of Elders. How...
It's been a while. What is that supposed to mean? Is this really the sort of person that the young lord praised as a ferocious...
It has indeed been some time, Lord Krateros. What brings you here and...
Shh! Keep it down. Be more vigilant. See those duplicitous dogs over there? I've already ordered my people to hold them back. But we should still lay low. Unless you're itching for a bloody fight.
My bad.
Did you hear thunderclaps last night? Thunderclaps are beacon signals of strife. They are a message from the young lord. He threw a spear bearing several...
Watch out. The Flame Reaver is back.
I guessed as much. We didn't actually kill them back at the Kremnos.
I figured this is something you would want to know. We Kremnoans never back down from a fight. So if you plan to take that thing down in a battle, reach out to me anytime.
You have my gratitude.
Remind her to be on her toes while you're at it. That vicious those lackeys she keeps undercover have been going in and out of the city a lot more frequently these days. Some even seem to be getting
That's her.
Looks like...
We should get back.
By carefully into Lantern above, as the Theoros I have observed.
Still early. Where to now?
Pour me a cup. The sweet waves are surging.
It's still early. Where to now?
Let us weave the future.
Stay calm, Lynx. I'm so everything burns to ashes!
Let's improvise. Let the show begin!
Time for revolution.
Set to the seas away!
Dreams do come true.
I'm so everything burns to ashes!
Let's improvise.
Catagons? Ha!
Set to the seas away!
Let the show begin! Dreams do come true.
Fight to live!
Recalibrating. Attack detected. Attack!
Until everything burns to ashes! Set to the seas away!
Let's improvise.
Time for revolution. Ha! Thus our fates become one. So fragile, like a wisp of silk. All lies shall be revealed.
Dreams do come true. Let the show begin!
Until everything burns to ashes!
Let's improvise.
Catch a dance? Huh?
Set the seeds ablaze!
Dreams do come true.
Huh?
Fight to win!
Let's improvise. Let the show begin!
Huh?
Until everything burns to ashes!
Dreams do come true.
Until everything burns to ashes!
Let's improvise. Let the show begin!
Time for revolution. Ha! Thus our fates become one. All lies shall be revealed.
Set the seeds ablaze!
Intuition, instinct. Training can sharpen them both.
Please rest assured, lady. Danger approaches. As you wish.
Until everything burns to ashes!
Dreams do come true.
Catch a dance? Huh?
Set the seeds ablaze!
Root here.
Let's improvise. Let the show begin!
Huh?
Fight to win!
As you wish.
Until everything burns to ashes!
Dreams do come true.
Time for revolution. Huh?
Fight to win!
Root here.
Let's improvise.
Huh?
Set the seeds ablaze!
Dreams do come true. Let the show begin!
Huh? Thus our fates become one. So fragile, like a wisp of silk.
It's still the same one.
Until everything burns to ashes! Fight to live!
Let's improvise.
Set the seas ablaze!
Root here. Embrace a new life. Darkness with me. As you wish.
Here, try this! Until everything burns to ashes!
Dreams do come true. Let the show begin!
Set the seas ablaze!
Root here.
Deep breath!
Intuition, instinct. Training can sharpen them both.
Do not worry. My curse is a blessing on the battlefield. Danger approaches.
As you wish. Commencing research. Here, try this! Until everything burns to ashes! Fight to live!
Let's improvise.
Set the seas ablaze!
Root here. Embrace a new life. Return to dust.
it's you again. As always, there's a reward for good.
Aglaya, what happened?
I know about the poisonous fangs of that king snake through the golden threads. In the past, I would be confident about keeping her in check, but
What did...
It is no longer about eloquence or arguments. I have been a demigod for far too long that I hardly have any humanity left. Before I realized it, I have become no different from these hypocrites, no longer capable of relating to the people. This has come a lot sooner than I expected. But perhaps it is time. I need you to step up, Finan, in order for me to retreat behind the scenes.
Yes, this is my...
It is far easier for the Council of Elders to fool many than just fool one person. Their so-called more support is no more than a ruse to distribute power using words instead of lances. There is no glory in winning this debate, but that makes having respect for humans so much more priceless. Finan, you are a Chrysos heir without flaw, capable of relating...
I appreciate what you've taught me, Aglaya. I hope we'll live up to your expectations and win this debate.
Oh, you've done well, Lord Calictus. Let me take over and personally close this debate for today. Dearest counselors, let it be known that I sorely miss the blissful times portrayed in lyrical poems. Back then, Amphorius was home to nearly 1,000 cities, each with their own local faith, while gods walked the earth and shared close bonds with humans. Yet, in the present, people from all over are forced to leave their homeland to seek refuge in the holy city, where they hope to rest under Kefali's protection. All of us have long been in the same boat, with no way out of this plight. We didn't have a choice in the past, but now, the Council of Elders brings to the table a new possibility. All I have left is one question for you. Would you rather strive toward the unheard of Era Nova, or return to the prosperous Era Chrysia of our past? Make your choice. Now, which of the two would lead mortals to an ideal future?
We all know that Era Chrysia is a thing of the past, Lady Kindness. Please, enlighten me. How does the Council of Elders plan to turn back time?
Let the three Titans of Calamity be born, and Era Chrysia is nevermore. But bring demise to those Titans, and Era Chrysia will descend upon us again. Know that the Council of Elders is never one to make empty promises. Look at who we have on our side. Anaxagoras,
one of the Grove's 7 sages, and Castorus, Idonia's goddess of death. With the help of these 2 heroes, I can promise all of you that Era Chrysia will exist once more.
Aren't they Chrysos heirs? They're supporting the Council of Elders instead?
It's clear from the start that these heroes do not get along well in their group. All the more proof that Aglaya isn't fit to speak on behalf of every Chrysos heir. I am in favor of Era Chrysia.
Era Chrysia! Era Chrysia!
Castorus? Why are you standing over there?
You finally arrived, Naxa. So have you, Cass.
Don't worry, Aglaya. Well, I know that you have many queries. Could you continue to converse like how the citizens normally do? Tell me, dear citizens, if we successfully retrieve and return Thanatos' core flame without anyone passing the Death Titan's trial, what would happen next?
The answer is simple. We will have a chance to rid the world of death and bring Amphorius back to an era when all beings live forever. We'll usher in a new future that will be entirely different from the Flame Chase journey.
He's one of the 7 sages. That's
Your proposal is much too idealistic. As long as the Black Tide still exists, how can we go back to the old days?
Remember what I previously said? Kefali's core flame is guarded by the secret power of the Council of Elders. Plus, Fagusa's water curtain will be able to block out any external perceptions. Tell me, dear citizens, have any of you ever seen even a glimpse of the threat that this person is talking about anywhere within the walls of this majestic holy city?
Oh. Could it be that you... Citizens, let's loudly sing the blessed hymn. Oh, beautiful old world, where are you now? Oh, legendary Era Chrysia, return to the mortal realm!
After the destruction of the 3 Titans of Calamity, the Flame Chase journey will have to end.
Era Chrysia! Yes!
This is bad. The masses are now totally riled up.
Anaxa, pray tell. Everything that you've mentioned hinges on the premise that we can find Thanatos' existence, right?
Thank you, Lady Aglaya, for still caring about this city. However, dear citizens, we are truly fortunate and blessed. For Castorus, Idonia's goddess of death, will surely find Thanatos under my guidance.
What? With that, I solemnly promise that the core flame Lady Castorus brings back will be personally managed by the Council of Elders. able to garner the support of all of you at the Citizens' Assembly, we shall spare no effort in ensuring that the Arachrysia will return to our world once again.
With the balance shattered, the result is clear. Buy carefully into Lent and above, as the Theoros I have observed. Akama has chosen her destiny. The issue up for discussion at this Citizens' Assembly shall be modified to the suspension of the Flame Chase journey. This resolution shall be put up on the Wall of Heroes, such that all citizens are aware of the city's way forward.
Aglaya, dear Aglaya. What has caused your heart to soften? You also don't seem to be as quick-witted as me.
Wag your tongue as much as you like. Since the Flame Chase journey has been preordained by the prophecy, our failure has never been on the cards.
Well then, I guess we'll find out if that's true at the Citizens.
Intentionally facilitated your partnership with him instead.
My apologies, everyone. I know that you have many questions to ask me.
In that case, please tell us as much as you can.
In actuality, a past that...
The reason I say this is as I've mentioned earlier.
Anaxa, you were in the Netherrealm?
Yes, I am but a living dead man.
Have you heard of this tale before? A tale about the ocean god. It was a seaside town which enjoyed the ocean breeze until one day, it barged into the tall queen assembled 300 warriors who managed to subdue the evil dragon by chaining it up. However, when the queen slit open the dragon's belly, she realized that the princess had long since been digested, and all that was left of her was a pile of bones. Devastated, the queen wept for several days. It was then that a devious, smooth-talking scholar arrived at the palace and suggested that the princess could be revived through the use of dragon bone and dragon blood. That liar called this process the secret art of alchemy. The princess was reborn! The queen was overjoyed, blissfully unaware that the evil dragon's soul still lurked within the princess's body. As revenge, the evil dragon swallowed the poor queen, the glib liar, the courageous warriors, and all of the town's innocent civilians. Worse still, the souls of the deceased were refused entry to the Netherrealm because they were filled with regret. Forced to roam the mortal realm, these resentful souls ultimately converged into a river of souls that would not retreat for a long time. The terrifying death had consumed all. Thereafter, our hometown fell into ruin as well. Until... Actually, I don't know what what happened next either.
Oh, my. It seems that you still like to whet people's appetites even after all this time, Pelixia. So, according to your story, this is how I used to look? It's practically a mirror image. And yet, what exactly is this?
A miracle that I created with alchemy. As for what it is and how I was able to accomplish it, I'll keep the answers to myself for now.
My goodness, is this cliffhanger really necessary?
Quiet, Titan.
Dragon, huh?
In that case,
I think that this so-called alchemy was a tenuous analogy added to the story by future generations. After all, you've never heard of a tradition of alchemy in your hometown before, have you?
indeed. Before I left home to pursue my education, I never even knew that anybody was looking into this area of study.
Therefore, we can just treat this tale as a fable told to young children.
A fable, you say? If so, what moral is it trying to impart to the kids?
I guess it might be the concept of equivalent exchange?
Oh? I thought the moral might be closer to something like honor the dead.
Huh.
What? At a loss for words?
No. I merely realized that we're both thinking of the same principle. If life is priceless, then there is hardly anything else in this world that is of equal weight to it, right?
Indeed. As expected of the wisest scholar in the land.
You flatter me. Why don't I ask you a question as well, as a form of equivalent exchange?
Of course. What is your question?
If I imparted my knowledge of the art of alchemy to you, would you use it to resurrect someone you loved?
What? What kind of strange question is this? I got it. You're just trying to get me to tell you whether I like anyone, right?
Let's just leave it at that. That was rude of me.
Yes, I would.
Oh?
Death is inevitable. In the days to come, I'm certain that someone whom I cherish deeply will leave me for good. If such a mighty power really existed, I think I would use it without hesitation. After all, you, me, and the rest will all have to face that fateful moment eventually. My time.
You shall wither. It is a pity that fate...
Is there no other way of it?
I'm afraid that the meaning is clear. Between my sister and me, one must pay the price. Our trial can only be completed when the one chosen I'm afraid that the prophecy might even have...
Fortune?
My sister is prepared to sacrifice herself. How absurd. My temple, what should we do?
Since Chaos is willing to guide all of us and leave this trial to the end, there is still plenty of...
That's right. Don't...
Trial, prophecy, the topics that they're discussing, but these three people must not have left their names in the epics. Otherwise...
Amphorius' history before the Titans were born. I have long held 3 hypotheses about this. However...
Calypso, Polixia, and this warrior... I seem to have...
Regarding this matter, Nias, are you confident that you'll complete your trial?
Of course. Though, I am...
Looks like you have...
Yes, this is the...
Completely separating courage.
Please, young lady.
I do not understand.
Because this is our death. Furthermore, a valorous death... Let's chat, young lady. Since there's still...
Of course. This warrior has the embodiment of Nikador's divinity. He entrusted his life to us. And that means...
Looks like one hypothesis of mine has already been proven true. These heroes are the true forms of the Titans. Before they... If so, the chosen one of death that he's...
Polixia!
If this is true, as long as we can find out where she went...
But before that... Nikador's courage is a
I've heard that these...
Lord Nias' honor is...
Incredible. I believe that his...
Before we fought...
Sealed within this deck.
They used their own body as our city...
Honor.
And finally...
Cheer up, young lady.
Oh, farewell.
No.
Although only a slip...
To be honest, I am just...
Enjoying?
And now I have reached the journey's end.
But when you depart the mortal realm, separation and death...
Finally, the first time I returned from the battlefield, I felt the calamity had devoured everybody on the battlefield but me. When I returned to the city alone, the citizens held a banquet for me that was far from pleasant. It was late into the night by the time the banquet ended. My head still reeling, I returned alone to the barracks. On the way back, I encountered someone. It was a crazed scholar looking at the night sky and muttering to himself by the side of the road. Although I tripped over him and fell, I wasn't angry in the slightest. And maybe because I saw myself in him, I inexplicably asked him a question. Do you think that it'd be better if we just died on the roadside like a couple of stray dogs? To my surprise, he shrugged his shoulders and sighed.
How does someone who is currently experiencing death, dying and living, afford the same amount of bliss? Now please go away and don't block my starlight.
Are you trying to say that there is no difference between living and dying? For they are both journeys that lead toward death?
That's exactly what life is, and death is, but a scale to measure how valuable the journey was. Journeys and epics are only glorious and magnificent because all things eventually fade to dust. Therefore, young lady, don't detest your fate. Instead, willingly and respectfully embrace it.
The embodiment of strife, telling me about the majesty of the world.
Indeed. I believe that when the fated moment eventually arrives, you will be able to understand my words. It is time for me to knock on death's door. I will set up a long table at the end of the road. When that moment finally comes, let us drink and beam.
I knew this day would have ended.
Polixia, I'm here. What? This...
This is quite interesting indeed.
Is this... Polixia's sister? Is it... me? Now, it's time for us to fulfill our promises. Are you afraid? What are you afraid of?
That
You shall wither, and through that, the dead will sprout again from the remains, and be reborn with the dead flame. As foretold in the prophecy, and according to our vows, once it all ends, we must face our fated moment head-on.
Even if it was prophesized, do we have no say in the matter? It's so unfair. Why are we the only ones who are forced into mutual destruction? Let me do it, sister. Let me be death's sacrifice. I was never long for this world anyway. But you're different. I was the one who wasted your life after all.
You're wrong, Polixia. I don't think that my life was wasted. Just the opposite. When I finally arrived at this destination and looked back at the journey I took, I discovered that flowers had long since bloomed along the path It was you who sowed the seeds for this sea of flowers. One that is more... Besides, I have lived to fulfill...
How could my memories of you...
Well then, tell me, what exactly are we? I don't know either. But regardless of what the answer is, regardless of how we're shaped by others, or even by this world, ever since we were born, the fact that we existed was predestined, and nothing could erase it. This is why I will always, always be by your side. We're twins, after all. All right, my dear Polixia. It's time to extract my heart and light the... After that, use it to plant the first bud in the prophesied...
If I implored you use it...
It is such a mighty power. Even now, this is why, in the prophesized new world, go now. Return to the ocean god. I shall open wide the entrance to the nether realm. Remember, do not look back on the land. As for the price.
Everybody, we've come to the end. Unfortunately, I am not compatible with the Supreme Being, so I was unable to completely fuse their soul into my own body. However, being able to glean all this from them is exciting enough. I'm certain of this now. Before the Titans that we are well acquainted with were born, a group of heroes roamed the land. These heroes followed a prophecy and took possession of divine authorities one by one, until just like the flame chased. I believe that this is the
Besides...
Are there whereabouts in our world? There are...
But the people there worship the goose.
Take this.
This is...
The new sporist. Remember? Think about the story.
You still look as confident in your victory as ever.
Simple. I shall merely admit to the entire world that However, my line of thinking will not fail, because I have already planted the seeds of doubt into the heart. Actions speak louder than words, Castoris. With the assembly about to begin, don't forget...
I've already searched for so long. I'm willing to... But before I leave, I have another question. What exactly did we...
That was the world imprinted in Kefali's soul. If we are to prove its existence, you must take the final step.
I understand.
Hey, child of...
Don't get antsy. I still remember the question. As a scholar, I do not wish to offer up ambiguous conclusions. Let's discuss this topic again when she manages.
I merely wanted to ask... Was that... If so, rebirth is...
Why not? When I was a child, I lost someone dear to me. When I was a teenager, now I'm merely forsaking my body.
Why are you always finding ways to die? Isn't it good to...
This is...
Can someone who's dead...
No. It's just, it means that I can actually ascend to godhood and reshape this absurd world.
That's a lot to...
Lady Aglaya, please, let me explain.
Go on.
You know that the core flame of death has always been the greatest unknown regarding the Era Nova, which is why both you and Kynus desire to gain the power to control that core flame in the approaching citizen. Professor Anaxa has come to a consensus with Kynus. They want to suspend the trial once Thanatos' core flame is reclaimed, hoping thus to eradicate death from this world. If they're successful, then the flame chase journey, but I know this runs counter to your wishes. So long as we do not usher in Era Nova, the Black Tide will never be eradicated. Even with Lord Mighty on the front line, and the Black Tide not posing an immediate risk, honestly, it's difficult for me to assess the pros and cons in this decision. But someone must bring the core flame before we can begin. The Titan could be very near. I cannot let this chance slip by. Besides, someone has to make this trip to bring back...
Well said. You already had every reason to seek an audience with Thanatos. It's that great performer who has weaponized your wishes and placed a world without death.
If fate dictates that my path must oppose yours, I will do all I can to resist. Lord Mighty showed me that without taking the first step, all talk of what follows is...
I am not going to punish her for that. I have always hoped to hear you speak your mind, Cass, and I am glad to have heard your true thoughts. Styxia. I visited that place in the past. Though it is now an island surrounded by the river of Souls Torrents, it's not hard to see its former splendor. Go. I will not stand in your way. As for you, you are someone who has cheated death. I believe you have more than enough reason to make the trip with Castras and meet the god of death himself. Castras, I too look forward to your journey. I wonder what kinds of new interpretations your completed story will bring to the Flame Chase journey.
Thank you, Lady Aklaya.
I hate to put a damper on this heartwarming moment, but if Styxia is now an island surrounded by the river of Souls Torrents, then how do we find a way in? Lady Treby is probably...
The answer is quite simple. In the myths, Zagreus once made the domain of the dead their treasure vault. That is to say, they could enter and leave the Nether Realm as they pleased. And if they could do that, then it follows that the demigod who inherit... I'll see you at Marmorial Palace at Action Hour tomorrow.
Please stay tuned.
Hey, friend! Is the debate one a glorious defeat? Well, moving... I borrowed a mountain of books from Cass, only 32. Really? You're right. Cass?
Lady Treby,
is something troubling you?
I just wanted to speak to Lady Trian for a bit. No matter how breathtakingly beautiful Styxia once was, the place is now the domain of the...
Has anyone told you that your eyes are sparkling?
Is that a figure?
In the past, when you did smile once in a while...
Lady Treby, you know perfectly well that see you tomorrow is nothing but a white lie. I hope your toughness is not a mask hiding a lonely heart.
Cass, you hardly ever talked of your past. None of us knows what you went through, apart from Maggie. But we know it must have been filled with pain and hardships, as it is the fate every Chrysosaur is destined to live out. We are just happy for you that the core flame you're meant to inherit has finally surfaced.
Isn't it a little too soon?
But you already know where tomorrow... There's no need to rely on anyone else. Just give it your all and leave no regrets. We have always believed that your embrace is just as warm as everyone else's. Because we embrace others to comfort them. And Cass, you're the kindest Chrysosaur we know.
Thank you, Lady This feeling.
Then go do it, Catrian. Was it so? Let's meet back here when you...
I didn't wake you. Huh? I'm here because of private if it isn't too much to ask. It isn't a long way from here. The streets are packed.
I want to vote!
Take your ceramic shard engraved with the Kefali rune. Select the Council of Elders in your heart, and pray
The
Titans are just.
Oh, please. The time when these deranged...
And I pray that Talanton smacks some...
That was... You're interested in that? To this day, I still find it almost unreal that Akama is the only place illuminated by light amidst this peaceful sight is... Before coming here, I had lived for many years in Idonia, a city of rime and frost. The people there were devotees of Thanatos, and were well known for their unique burial rites and traditions. Traditions that I played a major role in. Yes. You now know me as the Mortician of Akama. But back in those days, I was Idonia's Maiden of War. I was trudging across the frosty plains on my own when the Idonians found me. They saw the curse in me as a blessing from Thanatos, and believed that my hands could correct the Arachrysia's mistake and lead them to meet the great god of death. They provided me shelter, but in return, I was expected to grant merciful deaths to war captives, prisoners bound for execution, and heroes alike. Yes, no matter how kind, taking away someone's life. Their voices.
Ah, I know that, but you must respect those walking towards death. Just like how you should respect yourself as the Holy Maiden.
What you're asking me to do, no matter the titles, I am still taking a...
This won't be the first time that Idonia's fanatic death is the Then let me tell in Idonia, the great swords come. The sword has 3 arrows, but should the executioner have any? Every executioner pain for the I'm asking you to go walk with.
Please! No!
May you gain some No, this is just...
You executioner!
Do it then.
I curse you.
Why? When will this ever end?
You murderer!
trying to do with...
I have aged. The final resting place.
You're not that old yet.
No. For I have come to feel... Child, I've always known... Indeed. Yet you can end any...
It doesn't matter how lightly the Idonians take death, or how readily they accept it. I simply can't do it.
I knew I was right about you.
What do you mean?
I've taught you and cared for you as my own daughter all this time because of this blessing that's been with you since your birth. I know no one else in the world would understand the weight of life and death more than you do. In the eyes of an Idonian, death is the end of all life. A destination we will all eventually reach. Humans should not resist it, but learn how to face it. You can only... And when you...
No!
Come now. It's to show me that you are a fit... Come now. It's time. I've already taught you all that I know. Show me that you are...
The mood is set. Let the show begin!
May death protect us!
Root here. Specimen sighted. Deep breath.
Great teamwork. Stand in position.
Detonate!
Until everything burns to ashes!
Let's improvise.
Firefly Type 4 in position. Sight to land! This is more than a battle. Set speed to flame! Commencing research. Here, try this!
I shall remember this warmth.
Dreams do come true. The mood is set. Let the show begin!
As you wish. To travel far. Thank you. I will keep fighting. Fight to land! Stop the bleeding. Embrace a new life. May death protect us!
This was the last time I followed her command. The executioner, who had seen too much death, died. The same Elder Amunet. The person who tried to teach me about death ultimately vanished like dew in the morning mist. She spent her life embodying the beliefs of the Idonian. I have nothing but I erected a cenotaph in her honor in the marshes outside Idonia's city walls with the others I had laid to rest. It was a long... It seems the most terrible darkness in this world. Everyone talks about its heavy weight. How did it disappear to Titan become the... And why do they haunt my dream? I continued my travels to seek an answer. I just want to know if my touch, if my embrace, can I make anything?
I don't want to die. Please, I fucking use this. Let me go. I don't want to die. Please. I don't want mercy like this. Just let me go. I don't.
I hate these icy hands.
Get it over with. End its suffering. The Reaper has blessed your hands. Only you can grant them peace. Embrace death. Walk alongside it.
Is that you, Castoris? All of them have gone, heeding death's summon, crossing into their domain. I must go too. I don't fear it, just
some regrets. Watching people leave this world again and again, it must be lonely for you. You must want to desperately embrace them before they go. I can't. These hands, they're too cold. But Big Sister Castoris, your hands are so warm. Just like anyone else's. So go on. Don't hold back.
Give me a warm hug.
Can hands like these really be warm?
On the day that Orynyx's trial ended, you must have had many I felt just as confused. Why, as someone from beyond this, I wished I could take action. But no matter how hard I tried, even when we brushed against each other unintentionally in the grove. When an almost unattainable hope finally welled, when I thought that perhaps fate declared to me. It wasn't that the curse, but that your soul no longer belonged to this world. And there was nothing left for my hands to take. And did I really think this time would be any different? It's not that I don't understand this reality. Having walked such a long road, anything I wish to hold on to, death will inevitably wrest from my grasp. From that moment on, I lacked the courage to confirm it again. But now, perhaps long ago, Treynan read a prophecy to me. At the end of the Sea of Flowers, I found no surprise in it. For embraces in this world are born of reunions. Yet, and yet, things have taken. I have no reason for your sake. I'm sorry. Let's put that aside for the moment. I want to retrieve a small gift I specially prepared for you. I made it myself, like the trinket I gave Lady Trianne. I want to leave something for everyone. If possible, the journey to seek an audience with the Death Titan cannot be an easy one. I want to make full use of every moment I have before we depart, so that I don't have any regrets. Then, perhaps you can have a look. It's right there. Huh? What's going on? I am not some corrupt grown-up. What's the coin of Zagreus? No doubt about it. It's Lady Cypher, the demigod of Zagreus whom Lady Aglaia had spoken of. So many years have passed. Let's just do as the slate says, and look for Lady... Look, it's right there.
Nice.
We must pursue her. Huh? This is a trick.
It's about time you do some exercise.
Exactly. This is how it... We must pursue her. Lady Cypher, please come on. Name your price.
Why don't you two come a piece of cake? Alright, how's everyone cool with me?
She's in court.
What kind of book are you after?
It's about time you do some exercise.
Does it really work?
Here we are.
Over here! Over here! No, not that way! Come on, so relax, you two. No need to get your hackles up. I'm not that scary, am I? Meow. Whoa, that upset? Calm down. Loosen up, buddy. Give me the jewelry piece first. The materials are nothing.
Mind your own business.
Oh, come now. Don't be so upset. Relax. Relax. Look, isn't the view here just great? You can see what everyone is doing and where they're going, and they won't even know you're here. Now that we've broken the ice, let's get to the point. Everything I've said so far has been a joke. I'm inviting you two here for 3 things. 1. The seamstress found me and wants me to take you to Styxia to look for the Death Titan. 2. The Council of Elders also found me and wants me to make sure the core flame of Thanatos ends up in their hands. Gold Weaver, Control Freak, #1 beauty of Akuma, Aglaya the Mom. How many more nicknames do you want to hear? And last but not least, I'm telling you that I'm not interested in doing either of those things. Don't go look for the Death Titan. The end. Wow, this is some high-quality stuff. And this room is full of it. How much are these worth? Did you get all this through that Aranova dinner?
Some of it is family fortune, while the rest came from my business as a dressmaster. Don't liken the flame chase work to your shady dealings.
You got your boxers back on.
Wow, I should have busted down your door instead of going around like a thief. Well, spill.
Payment.
Did you forget my—
You wish to run away. I understand this prophecy weighs on you immense, but...
You know, maybe the god— Give me a reason why you're back.
We lost. The divine power.
Oh, I get—
This is Kashi. She's also made up her mind, as will you, Cypher.
Don't be so sure. Time is— She can always turn back before the end, you know? Maybe she'll remember Trian's sacrifice. Maybe she'll remember the countless martyred Chrysos heirs. Maybe she'll remember you, with your 1 foot in the grave. I ain't as optimistic as you about what she'll want. Tell you what, why don't I take—
Go on.
I bet she'll change her mind and turn back. Now, if I lose, I'll do what you want me to do. Return this deposit to you, plus giving you another room full of treasures. How does that sound?
You sound like you have all the In that case, Let's make a pact with those conditions.
In conclusion, I want to win. So I hope you two can give up on going to Styxia. I'll give all the What do you think?
No! You're so... I can't go into the details, but we have to go to...
Princess, homebuddy, you keep talking about needing to find Thanatos, about getting... But did you ever live for your own pleasure? Even for just one day?
What are you trying...
I'm saying, contrary to your beliefs,
the flame chase journey walks hand in hand with sacrifices.
Fine. Never mind. We all have our own problems. I ain't gonna say anything anymore.
It's not like I was gonna honor that
But listen to me. Styxia is no tourist destination. Yet, I've never been there. And I never plan to. Because even a demigod can't be sure they can walk out of that place alive. And now I'm supposed to escort you to Styxia. You know, you're not wrong. At least it's part of my responsibilities.
I have lived a longer life than most people.
Then how are you going to live the rest of your life?
Then I'll give you 90.
Well, don't mind if I do. 80% of castresses... Okay. Here! Be careful. A minor change.
So, why?
Oh, nothing, really. Just a bit scared of the seamstress's frosty face. Well, now that we've struck, it's gonna be a lot...
It's still early. Where to now?
I'm so parched.
I saw this.
If it's just for a while.
He is panicked. Is this Welcome to the
Wow.
It's still early. Where to now?
Really? No need,
Sorry.
Oh, what did you know? That's the fairy. Hey! Alright. Oh, one. You can't catch the wind.
Get ready. Be steady.
Hey, your turn.
Don't be nervous.
After all, it'll be gone in the blink of an eye. All done.
Are you feeling all right? She's the demigod of trickery. When she flips the coin of whimsy into just like how she clearly had no intention of lingering here for even a second longer.
Don't worry. Mem's here to... Being cute isn't my...
This is Styxia, the city of dragons and waves. Anaxa hypothesis this is the land of their birth. Or perhaps of their death. Anaxa had used a secret alchemical art to temporarily fuse his soul with Circe's and Kephae. And when he was on this alchemy, even though Thanatos has been missing for...
Oh! Thanatos is even...
Indeed. I believe, rather than standing still...
Go back whence you came. Go back. Ahead lies the realm of the dead.